lead. He's dominating the 250 division by 61 points.
As Jeremy continues to slip down the points a little bit, Lusk is getting close. Might be able to overtake him at the last round if things continue the way they've been. This is also the site of where last year the points leader McGrath had problems riding before the race, crashed and labored through this one.
Lately, John Dowd has given us a tremendous amount of excitement, challenging the points leader, Jeff Emig. But Emig is looking for his third straight overall victory. And they've all been sweeps. 11 moto victories so far in the year for Jeff Emig. Let's see who can get the whole shot on moto number 1. It's a green bike. It's Ryan Hughes, number 9. Hughes getting the whole shot with Button, Kudrowski, Larocco. Emig in good shape. McGrath, though, is buried in about 10th position. Jimmy Button, number 18, in second.
Just the opportunity, Ryan.
Oh, Ryan Hughes! What a spectacular crash. He landed on his feet and walked off the track.
I was just about to say, just the opportunity Ryan needs to get back on course. Had a good run at Mount Morris, unable to put it together since then. Crashes like this have kept him out of the front.
So Ryan Hughes will start from way in the back of the pack. Out in front, number 5, Mike Larocco. Emig is right on Larocco's tail as they hit the straightaway in the sandy area. And Jeff Emig has now established the lead. Dowd moves into third. What exciting start to open our 250 action. It is Emig and Larocco.
Wow, look at the confidence from Emig. Wide open around that sweeper. We're going to take another look at what happened to Ryan Hughes. It's hard to tell because he was coming at that face of that jump. He got out of control. Before he even hit the face of the jump, his body went farther than the bike did. He's okay, though. Not much you can do to Ryan Hughes to keep him down.
Boy, Jimmy Button flew right over Rhino's body. Jason McCormick made it over the bike, so he didn't hang anybody up, but he's got a long way to come back as the points leader has taken the lead here in Moto 1. And here's John Dowd and Mike Kudrowski, number 100. Kudrowski in 4th position. The privateer Jason McCormick gunning for the Skoll money. You see him right there, rounding out the top 5. Lusk and Albertine right behind him. So after Emig and Larocco, it's number 14, John Dowd, who's in good shape. Number 100 is Mike Kudrowski. Here we get a good sense of the order in the start of our race. Behind Kudrowski is McCormick, number 52. Then it's Ezra Lusk, Albertine, Button, and then Jeremy McGrath trying to make his presence.
Although Jeremy can see up to these guys, still a lot of riders to pass before he's in contention. Another frustrating start.
Be interesting to see what number 100 Mike Kudrowski decides to do, where his career goes from here. Coming back this year from retirement, suffering from injury, having a kind of a frustrating time of it getting back into the flow.
Yes, it has been, but I think he's doing what he wants to do. And that makes up for a lot. It certainly helped him deal with the frustrations he's had this year.
Jason McCormick, number 52. Ezra Lusk trying to put some heat on him from Team Yamaha. And look at Albie. Greg Albertine, number 8, right on the tail of Ezra Lusk.
Pushing hard, right through those ruts up the middle, jumping that middle jump there, turning that into a double. 125s don't have enough horsepower to get over that, but if you get a good run out there on 250, you're over it clean.
Jeff Emig still our leader as Ezra Lusk goes to the inside on McCormick. And Ezra moves up a notch.
Well, that was a slick pass.
Oh, going down. Jeremy McGrath. McGrath crashing out of 8th position.
He's going to lose 6, maybe 7 positions before he gets going. They could take him half the race just to get back where he was.
A bummer start on the day here in Millville for Jeremy McGrath.
Looked like he'd finally gotten things back together at Troy. Had a great first moto there, charging with Emig. And then the second moto, he was still looking good until he overheated. But today, it's just right back to, looks like kind of a day he had at Unadilla, unless he can put it all together.
McGrath with 4 podium appearances this year. His best, well, was the opener, a 2-2 at Gatorback for a 2nd overall.
Jason McCormick starting to look around quite a bit. Albertine's got him intimidated. McCormick doesn't run up front that often and feel comfortable up there. Lust made the pass a little bit sooner. He's probably hoping that McCormick will hold Albie up just a little bit, give him a little room.
Albertine coming off his best performance of 4th at Troy since way back in the 2nd and 3rd events of the year, where he won at Hangtown and took a 2nd overall coming up at Glen Helen. So it's Ezra Lusk, number 11, McCormick, number 52, and Albertine just hasn't been able to get around him.
Well, here's that section where he should be able to pass. You're faster through here, more aggressive through this whoop section. You make a pass there every lap.
Here comes Albie. Albertine doing a nice job down the middle of the whoops.
That's the great thing about that section. If the entire track was just one line, there was no way to pass. Every time you came to these 2 straightaways right here, you could always make a pass if you were faster.
McCormick with a target on his back as Larry Ward approaches him. Jeff Emming still our leader with Mike LaRocco right there. We'll be back with more 250 Moto1 action after this.
6 cylinders, 1,520 cc's. You'll go through towns where you'll be the biggest thing that happens all year. The new Valkyrie Tour. America's the boulevard it was born to cruise.
What time is it, Grandpa?
It's almost 5 o'clock. You'd better get a move on.
Hey, that new hearing aid works good. But why can't I see it?
Because it's a Miracle Ear Mirage.
That's really neat. It's like almost invisible. You know, for a long time, me and Grandpa never talked. Mom said his hearing was bad.
I couldn't make out what she was saying. So I called Miracle Ear for a free video clearing loss in you. I learned a lot of important things about hearing, including ways to help myself. You know, it's sad going through life not hearing what your family's saying, particularly when you might learn how to help yourself with this free 15-minute video.
Tell me some more about fishing, Grandpa.
It is so much fun.
If you're missing what friends and family are telling you, call the toll-free number now for your free 15-minute video, Hearing Loss in You. No cost or obligation, so call right now.
Hi, Chuck. How's business?
Okay.
Hey, what's on your screen?
QuickBooks accounting software from the makers of Quicken.
Yeah, I really don't have time to learn new software.
If you can write a check, you can use QuickBooks. Answer a few questions and it tailors itself to your business. Create invoices like these. It has accounts payable, accounts receivable, payroll, and inventory, and over 60 customizable reports that put you in control.
I'm gonna try it.
Nothing to lose.
Call 1-800-344-8300.
It's over 8 feet long from one end to the other. And it makes you look for the farthest distance between 2 points. The new Valkyrie Tour. America's the boulevard it was born to cruise.
AMA Motocross on ESPN2 is being brought to you by Dunlop. Simply the best for your bike. Welcome back to Millville. Jeff Emming is our leader with Mike LaRocco, number 5, chasing him down. And look at what John Dowd has done. He's pulled up on the leaders. John Dowd in 3rd, number 14.
These guys should both know by now that if John Dowd is anywhere in their sights, he is going to be a problem till the very last turn.
He's tough, isn't he? He just hangs in there and gets stronger as the moto goes along.
Well, he's got confidence in his ability to finish the moto strong. He's also been labeled that as far as the other riders are concerned, so they know he's going to be tough at the end, and they need to have a little bit of a lead on him going into those final couple laps.
John Dowd, it was announced, taking over Jeremy McGrath's vacated spot of the 1997 Motocross of the Nations team, and that will be in Belgium in September 13th to be exact. This is a real dream come true as LaRocco tries to put heat on Jeff Emming. John Dowd is back there trying to be the opportunist. You know, it was quoted in Cycle News too, but McGrath showed a lot of class, I think. He said, I'm the last guy to take a spot on a team when I know that I'm not the best guy for the job.
That's good. It shows that he understands what the Motocross of the Nations is all about, and that is to send the 3 best riders at the time to successfully defend our title.
And that's coming from a 5-time member of the Motocross of the Nations, ladies and gentlemen, David Bailey. Our field summary, Emming and LaRocco still battling it out. Interesting on those ruts, the uphill ruts, David.
What you can do at the top of that hill is to let the front end get light. If the back wheel gets caught off in one, it goes a little sideways, that's no big deal. As long as the front end stays where you want it to go, that's why it's easier to ride with a rear flat than a front.
Before we go too far in this opening moto of the 250s, This is officially known as the Donnie Schmidt Memorial Classic now. Donnie, the two-time world motocross champion, of course, died a premature death last January of a rare blood disorder, aplastic anemia. And the promoters here, John and Greta Martin, have donated $1 for every rider in Saturday's amateur program to a fund that also includes money from a raffle of the motocross memorabilia. The AMA District 23 also made a sizable donation in honor of Schmidt. And Donnie Schmidt's memory will just not be forgotten. He was one of the most popular riders in the world. Coming out of Minnesota, you can imagine how the fans felt about Donnie, and it's a wonderful honor that the Martins have done.
The fans appreciate it. They'll never forget his successes here and in Europe, and the riders too. They all have a lot of respect for Donnie.
Jeremy Albrecht putting out the pit board, 2:20. That's a good lap time here at Millville. Let's go to Davey.
J-Bone, are you surprised at this pressure LaRocco's putting on?
No, I wouldn't say surprised. I mean, he goes good once in a while, has some good motos, but basically Jeff's doing the same lap times every time, and he's been right there the whole moto. So really, as long as, you know, he knows he's there and he keeps riding as hard as he can, and nothing we can do.
You know, a lot of people say that Jeffro is like the most relaxed out of all the riders. But I gotta say, you are the most relaxed out of all the mechanics. You're just, you know, easy sailing.
He makes it easy on me. You get out front and you ride around like that, it makes it easy. I don't have to worry about it. So far, I hope he keeps doing that, so I stay this way.
Mike LaRocco in second place. This was the location. I hate to bring it up, but this is the location that Mike LaRocco put his leg through a rubber tire on the start of a moto, and it required a rebuilding of the knee.
He's had some bad luck here. He's also had some great races here.
Yes, he has.
It's a track where I would expect Mike to do well. The start is really helping today, but it's just one of those rough tracks where the lines are really undefined out there.
Is Mike LaRocco off to his best outdoor performance of the year? Or when we come back.
What does it take to be the best? To get to the top, you must conquer fear. You must conquer the opponent, but most of all, you must conquer gravity. Witness the mayhem as gravity kicks in at the worst possible moments. It's all here. Superbikes, motocross, supercross, plus a special bonus, the gorgeous women of motocross. Only $19.95. This incredible two-tape set is jam-packed with non-stop, unrelenting motorcycle action and beautiful women. Order now and get absolutely free. Hardcore Motocross. 60 minutes of outrageous jumps and incredible passes as we relive some of the greatest battles between motocross legends. You'll get this incredible two-tape offer plus Hardcore Motocross free. 3 tapes guaranteed to blow you away.
To order, call 1-800-632-3399. That's 1-800-632-3399. Or send $19.95 plus $5.95 shipping and handling to the address on your screen.
For years, ESPN has been working to improve sports for the fan.
Designed to extend the season for fans in places like frigid Lambeau Field, the Toasty Ball is heated by a small plutonium furnace. But at 130 degrees, it's too hot to handle.
But experiments like Toasty Ball did lead to a breakthrough in coverage for all sports. ESPN Sports Zone. With Chris Mortenson's column, drive charts, everything you need to be a better fan. ESPN Sports Zone. Technology for you.
We're back in Millville, Minnesota. After Ricky Carmichael takes the overall in the 125s, our first moto in 250 action, the points leader, Jeff Emig, out in front with Mike LaRocco a tight second place. We go back, though, the battle for 5th place. Ezra Lusk, who's had a fine season. He'll be moving to Team Honda next year. Greg Albertine, number 8. A close sortie between these two. Albertine has already signed a letter of intent with Team Suzuki for next year. So he's going to return to Roger DeCoster and wants to finish this season up strong for Raj.
The lines that Lusk has taken out there right now, it's going to be really hard for Albertine to get around. Anytime there's an opportunity to pass, Lusk is in the way. He's riding a good race, not holding him up by any means, but if Albertine had a chance anywhere, Lusk is covering it.
Lusk getting his first 250 national win this year at Budds Creek with a 1 and 2. And Albertine getting a win at Hangtown. So we've got 2 previous winners battling it out, and they're both closing on Kudrowski right now.
And again, Lusk Interesting lines out there. He's just making straight lines everywhere. He'd be a lot more aggressive like that. You see how Albertine was trying to go through that corner under power, and the bike started to dance around.
Well, that last shot gave you a good idea of roost, too, the way the dirt flies here. But it's a sandier soil, not a rocky soil like we find at many other tracks.
There again, Lusk coming down the inside. Albertine would really have to blaze around that outside to make a pass.
Here comes Albie on the right. Little fishtail on Ezra Lusk's part, but he holds on to it. Lusk a real battler this year. There's our leader, Emig. And LaRocco still hanging close with John Dowd in third.
This is the best I've seen LaRocco ride this year, and possibly it's just because it's the first time he's had a great start and been able to battle with Emig. There's very possible he's ridden this well at other races, but just having to come from 15th or 20th place.
This has got to be a good feeling, too, for Mike Kudrowski. Is one of his better motos of the year.
Yeah, the start makes so much difference.
Inside, a little touch by Albertine, but Lusk gets through the trap. Better pick your right rut going up that hill. As Jeff Emig, Mike LaRocco, John Dowd, our top three.
Well, Albertine's just looking for one little bobble from Lusk. He almost left the door open there at the bottom of that hill. Able to recover. Pretty neat how those guys are pre-jumping over the lip of that hill as they go down. They're able to get right back under braking by pre-jumping that top.
Little touch of the rubber. Albertine wanting that 5th position.
There's no question Lusk knows he's there, but what he's got to focus on now is a way around Kudrowski. That's the strategy. Get around another rider, put him in between yourself and Albertine.
Kudrowski has not been in the top 5 this year so far. He had a 6th place moto at Hangtown in the 2nd moto before breaking an elbow and dislocating a thumb at Glen Helen. And that just set him all the way back. He's had 3 7th place motos coming into today's round.
Mike's had a lot of experience here on this racetrack. Done well before. He's also one of the types of riders like LaRocco, who's having a good moto, where when the track, the lines aren't totally defined, you can see all 3 of those guys had a different way around that corner right there. And when it's like that, you just have to hammer through the bumps. There's not a defined good line that everyone's using. That's where he seems to do well. Tracks like Daytona.
Kudrowski already making his place in the history of the sport, with winning a 500 title, winning a 250 title, and 2 125 national titles. Also, you can't forget the tremendous string of Daytona wins in Supercross for Kudrowski. Now he's just, I think, kind of having fun with it.
Yeah, it comes back to what I was saying before. I think he's out there doing what he wants to do, and as long as he's competitive and can have motos like this, and hopefully some that are a little better, he'll stay out there.
Lusk still hasn't been able to get close enough to Kudrowski to show him a wheel. This might be the lap.
Right now, Lusk doesn't have the pressure he's had from Albertine, so he can afford to ride a little more offensive, try a little different line somewhere, and not leave the door wide open.
Lusk looking a lot more aggressive right now.
Getting in there just close enough to show Kudrowski a wheel.
For those of us less experienced trail riders, this would be the most frightening part of the track for me, David.
Downhills. That's most people's fear. Getting down the hill. Look at that pass.
Oh, Lusk. Got the angle. Kudrowski, though, can't get it back. So Ezra Lusk moving up a notch. Shane Nally's with Davey.
This looks like some of the best laps we've seen Mike put in this year.
Yeah, we finally got a good start, and he's riding pretty good right now.
Yeah. What about Albertine coming up behind him?
He's a strong rider. He'll be hard to hold off.
He's got that right. Albertine is dangerous back there. Hard charging all the way to the end. Albertine gives it, if he could give it more than 100%, I'd put him in that bracket.
Kudrowski behind Lusk is hoping for his best moto finish of the season. As we take a look at the field summary, and we see Emig out in front. LaRocco is off to his best moto finish since Budds Creek. And John Dowd still hanging tight in third.
Right now, Suzuki Quadrunner ATVs come with more than just forward and reverse. They also come with backup. Suzuki is backing up every Quadrunner with a free 4-year extended protection plan. See your Suzuki dealer today. Now you can also get 0 down and 9.9% financing on selected models.
What would you give to be more confident? What would you give for the knowledge it takes to move with certainty through every business day?
Just $3.90 a week brings you the Wall Street Journal. Our personal finance guide and decision maker software is free with your paid 10-week subscription. Call now, 800-248-1300. That's 800-248-1300 for the Wall Street Journal.
Dreaming of a trip to Hawaii? Sun, sand, golf? Just enter ESPN's Senior PGA Tour Aloha Hawaii Sweepstakes presented by Pearl Vision. Watch the Senior PGA Tour's St. Luke's Classic, look for ESPN's Shot of the Day, and log on to ESPN Sports Zone to enter. You can win a trip for 2 to the MasterCard Championship in Hawaii, along with other great prizes from Pearl Vision. Enter ESPN's Senior PGA Tour Aloha Hawaii Sweepstakes presented by Pearl Vision.
Back in Millville, moto number 1 of the 250s after 2 very good 125 rounds. A beautiful day, a little warm here in Millville. And what a miraculous ride by this guy, Ryan Hughes. He crashed earlier, was in last place. Let's go to Davey.
Ron, we missed it from where we were standing, and I don't know if you got to see it, but I guess Rhino had an unbelievable crash.
No, I didn't get to see it, but I heard their announcer say it was one of the greatest crashes they've seen here in a while.
It's like Rhino to have it, but listen, since then he's picked up about 20 spots.
Yeah, he's doing really good. He's up to 13th now from starting, dead last, so he's doing really well. He just got to stay consistent and focus and hope for the next moto.
Well, Rhino is really letting it all hang loose right now, and behind him, Jeremy McGrath making a pass, or trying to, on number 52, Jason McCormick, to the inside. Jeremy coming back from his crash.
All you got to do is come up that hill, set the guy up, cut to the inside, and you can make the pass easy.
Well, the fans are ringing their cowbells in the background as we've seen some outstanding performances by riders who have been down. Jeremy McGrath making his way now into the top 10 here in the opening moto. That shows a lot of pride, David.
It does. It's so hard for both Hughes and Jeremy, especially for Jeremy, with the kind of rider that he is, the season he had last year, to stay out there and just get through these motos when, the best he can hope for is an 8th or a 9th place. It's really hard to stay motivated.
Well, he's given us a great effort this year and all that testing to help out Team Suzuki. David, do you have the feeling, though, with the frustrations building up here toward the end of the motocross season, that Jeremy McGrath will leave this situation and try something new?
If I was Jeremy, I would go back to Honda and try to get what I had going. I mean, why mess up a good thing? But I guess Honda made it tough on him, and he felt like he needed to switch to have his freedom, and now he knows what freedom feels like. If you don't have a winning bike, all the freedom in the world doesn't matter.
Larry Ward, number 6, Honda of Troy.
They've made a lot of improvements to the bike, but it just seems like there's something missing from that package, and I'm only assuming that it's the motorcycle.
Brian Berry, John Dowd's mechanic. Dowd in 3rd place currently. He's had a fine string of motos. Only 4 motos out of the top 3 in the last 14.
Ryan, are you surprised that John would be in 3rd at this point?
Yeah, I'm a little bummed out right now. Said he wasn't feeling really well last night, a little weak, and hopefully that's what it was. I don't know, but I don't know. We need to get this thing straightened out. This is 2 weeks in a row now. I'm getting a little ticked off.
I wouldn't want Brian Berry too ticked off at me.
No, he's going to put that foot down again.
He's too big a guy.
That's what happens, though. You go out and you start winning, riding really good, and then everyone expects it. Of course, your mechanic is going to expect it. And some riders have a tough time dealing with that kind of pressure.
A guy we haven't seen all moto long, probably because of the bad start, Damon Bradshaw now has moved up into the top 10.
He looks like he's flying. He kind of cruised down the hill, but he charged up it pretty hard. It's so hard when you're back in these positions to really stay motivated the whole race and push your hardest. Take advantage of every opportunity. Not everyone can do that. For Ryan Hughes to go down like he did in the first lap, charge back up to where he has, It takes a lot of determination.
Earlier we mentioned we had 5 winners in 6 races to start the season. Damon Bradshaw was one of them. Looking at the field summary, Jeff Emig, our leader still, with Mike LaRocco, John Dowd, the top 3. For over 30 years, Cycle News has been the weekly newspaper for motorcycle race fans. Results are official, point standings are current, and race coverage is timely and complete.
Oh, it was a great race, you know. I mean, it was an interesting race.
And to win the last race and say...
It's something I dreamed of when I was a little kid, is to be a Supercross star. And
Riding impressions, new products, events calendar, classified ads, and more. Cycle News, America's weekly motorcycle newspaper. Call 1-800-325-2925 or visit cyclenews.com on the World Wide Web.
What's the right grip feel like? Should you use the same club on every chip shot? The answers are in Golf Digest. No matter how well you play, you'll find tips and advice that will dramatically improve your game. Guaranteed. Want to know where the slot is at the top of your backswing? Or if you're good enough to carry a 4-iron, subscribe to Golf Digest. 12 issues are only $19.77. You'll also get our video. Hit it longer and straighter, free.
Call 800-247-3900. That's 800-247-3900.
The WNBA semifinals Thursday at 7:30 and 9:30 on ESPN.
Let's turn back the pages of history with a Suzuki flashback.
This is last year's look at Jeremy McGrath's foot. Injured it on a practice crash, forcing him to ride conservative. You can see right here, taking it easy through this big whoop section. Unable to go through there 100%, which became the turning point in the 250 National Series last year as Jeff Emig began his drive at his first 250 National Championship, cutting into Jeremy McGrath's sizable lead by getting the sweep here in Millville.
The fist in the air for Jeff Emig of yesteryear, and this is now. Jeff Emig has pulled away in the last 2 laps from Mike LaRocco. It is the white flag lap with a black-cladded Jeff Emig.
LaRocco was right there the whole time, waiting for a mistake, but Jeff Emig has not made any of those this year. LaRocco has ridden an outstanding race, but finally, Emig just a little bit too much.
More points for Emig as well, with LaRocco between him and John Dowd.
Yeah, that's going to boost his points gap back to Dowd an extra 2, making it a 5-point gain. Look at how much body English it takes to keep that bike straight through there.
Great camera shot right into the focused eyes of Jeff Emig.
Well, he hit one of those crooked, and then he hit the next one. It gets more crooked, and then I don't even want to go on from there.
Then you become crooked.
That usually becomes yellow flags waving and bent handlebars and stuff.
Jeff Emig getting the cheers of the fans here at Millville. That's the one thing that Jeff Emig really loves about the Nationals. He feels so close to the fans because of the cheering that he can actually hear, and the waving of shirts and towels and signs.
Finding a pretty neat line out there on the edge, too, as he went up that double jump. He rode off into the grass, didn't even have to ride through those ruts. These last couple of laps, having a big lead like this, he can check the track out a little, figure out what he's going to do the next moto. Waving to the crowd on that steep, that's the place where you were scared, right, Art? Going down that hill? Yeah. He's going down there one-handed.
This is going to be his 5th consecutive moto victory. It sounds like a championship stretch run to me, David.
Very dominant. Racing never gets this fun. And he can go out there and feel this confident, wave at the crowd every time. The last few laps are in the book.
Jeff Emig well on his way to becoming the first Kawasaki rider to win a Supercross and a 250 National since Jeff Ward did it back in 1985.
Jeff loves this crowd. Let him know he appreciates all that cheering.
He's got the time to do it as he simply walks almost across that finish line. Jeff Emig, our winner of Moto 1. LaRocco, Dowd, Lusk, and Albertine holding down those top 5 positions. Jeremy McGrath slipping to 9th here in the opening moto. Davey.
What happened to your teammate Ryan in the first lap?
I seen him, he went off the jump and got completely sideways, and then I seen him the bike just shoot out over the tabletop. I don't know. He must have got a little sideways coming off the jump.
So you didn't get close to getting in that pileup?
No, I didn't get close to getting in the pileup, but I picked up a position. Sorry, Rhino.
But after that, the whole moto, you had Mike LaRocco keeping you honest, but otherwise you looked like you were in total control.
Yeah, I just kind of rode around. I was getting my lap times and stuff, and you know, the Kawasaki at Bridgestone tires was just hooking up. I was finding some really smooth lines up the hills, and you know, there's just a lot of credit to that. You know, as far as my start goes, I bogged it coming off the gate, but you know, but it still pulled me out there really good. And I'd like to thank Team Kawasaki and everybody, you know, for getting that thing together.
The guy who put the pressure on Emig in all but 3 laps of this race, Mike LaRocco, with a second-place finish.
Mike, I know second's never good enough, but that time it's a pretty good ride.
Yeah, it was a tough race for me. You know, I was hanging with Jeff for a while, then he got away a little bit, then got into the lappers, and I caught back up, and then the lappers got me a little worse, and I dropped him a little bit farther back, but I feel good. I feel like I turned it up a little bit for the second moto.
What are you going to need to do to make up that, like, 2-second deficit?
I know where I'm faster than him. I just really couldn't make it stick because I was on the outside, so I just get a little more aggressive and, you know, hang it out.
Well, good ride, Mike.
Thanks.
So a little bit of rest. The scene is set for moto number 2 of the 250s coming up next.
First Ultimate Dance Party 1997 brought over 2 million people to their feet. Now brace yourself for the ultimate bomb. Arista is doing it again with Ultimate Hip Hop Party 1998. 16 solid hits. No filler, no way. Ultimate Hip Hop Party 1998 is available right now through this awesome TV offer. Cassette $12.98, CD $17.98. You won't be needing these anymore. Every major hit by every major artist is right here. This is your chance to own every one of today's hottest hits on one unstoppable album. Yo, don't sleep. Order Arista's Ultimate Hip Hop Party 1998 and get your party on.
The new Virginia Beach. Call for more information.
Hi, for this week's Honda Tech Tip, I'm Mike Hooker, and we're going to tell you how to set your bike up for sand. Our primary goal for sand is to get the rider to situate himself farther back on the motorcycle. The first way to achieve this is to stiffen the compression on the fork. What we do is we adjust the compression adjuster in probably 2 clicks for a starting point and see how that feels. If that feels good, we'll leave the bike like that. If the rider complains about steering or any other problems, such as with the front end of the motorcycle, we'll move to the rear end of the motorcycle and actually slow the rebound down with the rebound adjustment. That will hold the rear of the motorcycle down in comparison to lifting the front of the motorcycle up. For this week's Honda Tech Tip, I'm Mike Hooker.
Thank you, Mike. As the 250s get ready for moto number 2, Mike LaRocco and company, the question is, can they prevent an Emig sweep? He's already got 4 sweeps on the season.
We got Albertine and McGrath, teammates, starting right next to each other on the far inside. And what happened, because of their finish in the first moto not being that great, they decided rather than move over a few spots, start out there in the middle, go all the way to the inside.
Well, they've got that grassy area. Maybe they'll have more traction there. I don't know. We get Davey Coombs moving over to the gate area. Davey, what's the situation from your vantage point?
Thanks, guys. I just want to let you know real quick. Look on the far inside of the starting gate. Greg Albertine, number 8, Jeremy McGrath, number 2. The plan is to get off the starting gate, get on the grass. It's a lot more hard packed, not the loose stuff. See how start they get.
Skip Norfolk asking our cameraman to get off the sacred soil that they might use for this getaway. And look at that, tight roping down the green grass. Albertine got the advantage over McGrath. Whoa, first turn crash. Anthony Pocaroba's out of the race. It looks like he's down and hurt. 75 is Heath Voss, and that's Phil Lawrence behind to the right of Voss, trying to get things started again. Meanwhile, out in front, Jeff Emig will credit with the whole shot. It's Jason McCormick in second. Another great start for the privateer, number 52. The charge through the sand whoops. Emig to the inside, McCormick to the outside, and that's the advantage now of John Dowd, number 14, who moves into second place. Oh, now we got a good matchup. Dowdy's not the one to give up, and Emig's got the lead.
Good start, a lot better anyway for Albertine this time. That gamble paid off. He cut Jeremy off pretty bad, but he used that grass. Right there behind Ryan Hughes, who stayed up this time. So Hughes, if he can ride as good as he rode in that first moto from this position at the beginning, he'll be looking good.
Emig up the hill with Dowd, number 14. Emig choosing the right rut. Looks like Emig's doubling there and Dowd singles.
Just depends on the run you get out of that corner. Looks to me like you're riding right up into the sun. Hard to pick your line as you go up that hill, but if you don't get in the right rut, you can't make that double, that's for sure.
Emig pulling a little bit of lead now on John Dowd. Well, Ryan Hughes in third, Albertine in fourth. There's Larry Ward in sixth. McCormick in front of him. So we've got a great start on an exciting second moto from Millville, Minnesota.
What does it take to be the best? To get to the top, you must conquer fear. You must conquer the opponent, but most of all, you must conquer gravity. Witness the mayhem as gravity kicks in at the worst possible moments. It's all here. Superbikes, motocross, supercross, plus a special bonus, the gorgeous women of motocross. Only $19.95. This incredible two-tape set is jam-packed with non-stop, unrelenting motorcycle action and beautiful women. Order now and get absolutely free. Hardcore motocross. 60 minutes of outrageous jumps and incredible passes as we relive some of the greatest battles between motocross legends. You'll get this incredible two-tape offer plus hardcore motocross free. 3 tapes guaranteed to blow you away.
To order, call 1-800-639-9944. That's 1-800-639-9944. Or send $19.95 plus $5.95 shipping and handling to the address on your screen.
What are we doing after the game?
The Revolution's playing tonight.
How are we gonna watch it?
Winalda ordered the MLS ESPN shootout.
That's a lot of extra games. Games you can't see any other way. Neola has it too.
But Miola's TV's only this big.
It's not that small. Winalda's TV's huge. And he makes those little pigs in blankets. Winalda's place tonight. I'll bring chips.
The MLS ESPN shootout. Snacks not included.
Anyone coming to my place?
AMA Motocross on ESPN2 is being brought to you by Suzuki. Your Suzuki dealer has the ride you've been waiting for and the financing to get it. Wow, Jeff Emig is our leader. Welcome back to Millville, Minnesota. As we go back in the pack to catch some of the battles. Jason McCormick, number 52. Mike Kudrowski, number 100. McCormick in line for privateer money, the top privateer. They're both trailing Albertine. Look out for LaRocco. Here comes LaRocco. LaRocco makes the pass on both of them. Kudrowski also getting by McCormick. What a move by Mike LaRocco, who got a 10th place start out of the gate.
Did that by not following. He came out of that corner at the bottom of the hill, chose all the way to the right. McCormick took him a little bit to get up that hill and choose a rut. He fouled up Kudrowski a little bit, although he was able to make the pass and made it easy for LaRocco to get them both.
Mike LaRocco Sr. looking on from the mechanics area.
Well, he'll be glad to see that he moved up 2 spots, but still being in the driver's seat to overtake Emig for the overall. Can't capitalize on it here. If he ever even gets up to Emig, it would be just about impossible now. Be pretty tired.
An encouraging sign for Mike LaRocco fans after a 2nd place finish in the opening moto. LaRocco just streaming through, takes the berm perfect, and a good leap out of the out of the hillside.
He's going fast. He's doing everything right. He's aggressive. He's passing people, but it's Emig, though, that consistently gets those starts, always where he needs to be to get the overall or to maintain a points lead or even pad it a little bit.
Emig at first, number 14 Dowd in second. Hughes is right there. Should either one of those riders make a mistake.
Hughes pushing it hard, riding that bank. Look at how fast he goes through that corner, using the entire racetrack.
John Dowd pulling up on the back tire of Emig. Didn't quite get that opportunity in the first moto. This is looking like a rerun of Unadilla, David.
Yeah, so he's putting the pressure on a lot sooner in the race. So if I was Emig, I'd be a little more worried this time.
Will he be a little less polite than he was at Unadilla?
Well, if I got Brian Barry acting like he was in the first moto, telling me during the break between motos, hey, get out there and go fast. Show us your potential. What happened in that first moto, believe me, he'll be more aggressive this time.
John Dowd has a birthday coming next week in the off week. He'll be 32 years of age. But he didn't start his professional career in motocross until he was 21. Spent a lot of time helping his dad out at the scrapyard. Incidentally, John Dowd is one of the few riders that I know of whose dad wasn't out here all the time encouraging him in this sport. He was busy working.
Well,
and Dowdy paid for everything on his own.
He appreciates it all. I'm sure his dad was there when he needed to be, but it could be good, in fact, that his dad wasn't there all the time. Sometimes dads can push you a little too hard and take you out of your best frame of mind at times during the race day, and you're unable to get your best performance.
I guess, too, what I wanted to emphasize there, David, was he comes from a line of hard workers. His dad, and you can tell in his racing style. Ron Wood, Ryan Hughes' mechanic, putting the board out.
Letting him know he's got Albertine coming hard. He's telling him you're stiff, loosen up, breathe. Albertine will put plenty of pressure. These guys both ride a lot the same. Funny they end up with consecutive numbers.
Hughes, an 8th place finish after getting the whole shot and going down and coming back from last place. What an accomplishment in the first moto. But look at right behind Albertine. We've got Mike LaRocco. This could be interesting, a battle of Team Suzuki members.
I would think that it'd be a good battle, but the way LaRocco's caught him, the way he rode the first moto, it seems like he'll be able to move around.
Look at this. John Dowd now is really on Jeff Emig for first place. Dowd, bar to bar for a moment, now slips back into a comfortable position. Tries to show him a wheel to the inside, but Emig shuts the door. Oh, this is a great race for number 1.
Dowd always gets close right here. He's been losing time up this hill. This time he's choosing the line of Emig. Emig almost over that double. Dowd unable to do it. Getting a face full of dirt all the way up there. It's probably hard to choose his line.
And it's given him about a second lead each time he goes around there, but Dowdy catches up on the other part of the track. We'll be back in just a moment.
There have always been great reasons to give diamonds. Now there's a great way to buy them. DCI, the world's finest diamonds, direct to you at prices you can afford. Fully certified and guaranteed. Call DCI and we'll rush you a free diamond pack, including our How to Buy Diamonds video and our beautiful diamond selection guide. With our direct prices and convenient payment plans, buying diamonds can be as easy as giving them. Call DCI and we'll rush your free diamond pack to you with an extra value certificate for extra savings. Now, all you need is a reason.
Right, the way to do it is take the body out and the head's gonna fall. You gotta rip. You gotta dig.
Sunday Night Boxing on ESPN2.
Back back in Millville. And this is moto number 2 of the 250s. Jeff Emig, the winner in the first one. He is leading the second one, but John Dowd is right there, and it's an exciting battle for first as we take a look at back in the pack. Ryan Hughes doing a little stuttering through the corner. Here's a three-way freight train.
Well, Ryan came off that jump off the downhill, charged into the corner on the outside. Albertine came in, surprised Ryan a little bit. They almost got together. And Ryan looking over his shoulder like, where did he come from? And messed up the turn and messed up everybody.
Hughes, Albertine, and LaRocco is right there.
Watch LaRocco through this whoop section. This is where he'll be fast and tough, let it all hang out. Look at the speed he comes in there with, carries him to the outside.
Well, 3 abreast through the whoop section. Let's see who comes out. The fans are just screaming. Ryan Hughes in second. Albie gets the inside on LaRocco. So we've got a real good battle going on here.
LaRocco probably doesn't even care about these two guys. He's just thinking about Emig and about this overall. The longer it takes him to get around these guys, the less chance there'll be to catch this battle.
Emig has been so cool under pressure. Once again, Dowd singles off that uphill, and Emig goes for the bounce on the crown of the second.
Now look at the lead he gets each time, too. He knows that he can ride 90% or 95%, whatever it's going to take to stay just ahead of Dowd. If he keeps getting that hill dialed in, it gives him a little bit of breathing room until Dowd finally catches back up and they hit that spot again and he opens it up again.
Unless he miscalculates, but that's not been Emig's style this year. Emig's worst overall has been a 5th at Mount Morris. Otherwise, he's been in the top 2 all the way.
Doesn't make many mistakes. That's what Dowd's hoping for. And if he does make a mistake, Dowd's got to keep that pressure on, stay close enough to take advantage.
You can't say that Dowd hasn't tried applying all kinds of pressure the last few races. Hughes, LaRocco, and Albertine. So LaRocco has moved in front of Albie.
Now putting the pressure on Hughes. I can already see it shaping up with LaRocco. The start he got, the charge he's putting on, it's all impressive. He's riding great, but if he can't get around Emig, he's not going to get the overall. There's nothing worse and more frustrating than coming in after riding your tail off, riding great, and having everybody say, boy, if he just would have got a little bit better start, you'd have had him.
Ah, the voice of experience.
Heard it too many times. I'm sure LaRocco has too.
You both had your share of wins too. More than your share, actually, when it comes to David Bailey's record. Here's Ryan Hughes, number 9, LaRocco, number 5. A fierce battle. Great speeds in this sandy soil.
Coming up to the trickiest section again. LaRocco's, he knows he's got to stay close, enter this section with a lot of speed. Same line again. He comes in there fast, drifts to the outside.
Oh, Ryan getting a little out of sorts. LaRocco coming up to the rear rubber.
Well, it takes so much energy to get through there. Those bumps coming back the other way aren't as forgiving. They're a little harder packed.
And up the hill we go in the battle for first. Emig and Dowd. Dowdy is just not letting up.
Yeah, there are times when I've been in a battle with Rick Johnson before where we were so close that we were gassing it at the same time and letting off at the same time. And for about a half a lap, I thought he wasn't there anymore. That's when he made the pass. That's how close Dowd has been until they get to that uphill. He loses time every lap right there.
LaRocco, the inside move on Ryan Hughes. LaRocco moves into third. Whoa, he gets on that double. He's looking ahead, David Bailey. Let's get an assessment now of the LaRocco-Hughes battle. Davey.
What's going on with Rhino? He rides differently from the front of the pack than he does from the back of the pack.
Yeah, I don't know if he gets nervous sometimes, and I think his arms pump up a little bit. I mean, right now he's just shaking his head. I'm giving him lap times, and he knows he's going slow, but he can't do anything about it. The bike doesn't look that bad. I don't know what the problem is.
Just one of those things that happens in a race.
I think it is, yeah. It's kind of unfortunate because I know he tries hard, but he just can't quite put it together yet.
Talking about trying hard. Look at number 14 going bar to bar with Jeff Emig down the whoops. Here he comes again. Jeff Emig with the inside advantage, however. Cutting to the inside is John Dowd. He gets so close in the sandy section of the track, but it's on the uphill portion that Dowdy has his problems holding on to the advantage. Look at this. Dowd fishtails just a little bit on the berm.
Boy, that side of that hill saved him. He did a big swap there. He was about to go off, took his feet off the peg. Look at that line coming down the hill. He's over in the soft stuff where there's no braking bump. It'll be a lot more aggressive coming down the hill, this time over the double. If he keeps doing that, that's going to really make things tough on Emig.
It will, because it'll give him that extra advantage going into the whoop section.
Yeah, if I was Dowd, I'd still be panicking from almost crashing going up that other hill. Didn't even phase him.
Yeah, Dowdy is crowning glory this season, the 1-1, 2-hole shots and leading every lap at Southwick. As we take a look at number 8, Greg Albertine. Albertine's had a good go here.
Charged hard, but again, like his teammate McGrath, just not enough results for all that hard charging.
Jeremy McGrath, 9th in the first moto after going down, but coming back strong, and he just hasn't got a good position off the gate.
No, the start makes a huge difference. You can see right up there, getting up that hill, over that double, no problem. He's charging hard through here, but when you're 20 seconds off the pace or 15 seconds, you can't even see what the other guys are doing up ahead of you. You're just in a race all by yourself. Like I said in the first moto, it's hard to stay motivated back there.
Here's a couple of bikes we haven't seen during the moto. They're fighting it out for 8th place. Ezra Lusk and Larry Ward.
It's kind of odd by Larry Ward right there. He got a little offline and just rode into that corner. Didn't even really try.
Ezra Lusk, a chance at a top 5 overall performance with that 4th place finish in moto number 1. Bouncing about in the whoop section.
Looks like Larry's just taken a half a lap or so here to just kind of regroup himself, because he's definitely off the pace right now.
Larry Ward, a 2nd overall at Troy in the last event. That's been his best overall finish of the year with a 5-2. He got the whole shot, you might remember, in that 2nd moto. Back out front, just as close as ever right now. They touch. A little polite bump by John Dowd, number 14. Get the lapper out of the way. Here comes Emig up that hill again.
Did you see the panic by Emig, too, to get up that hill? He knew he had to get over that double jump or that was going to be it. He made it. Right here, it's tapped. A little harder by Dowd, and boy, he'd have been down. And then Dowd almost hit his back tire as he crossed lines to get up the hill.
So Dowdy now has the tough task of catching back up to Emig.
Seems to have no trouble catching back up. It's just getting around. Emig is riding perfectly in the right line, and every time Dowd has a run, it's nowhere to go.
Will this be another Unadilla, or can John Dowd get in front of Jeff Emig?
1-800-COLLECT presents Max Jerome, Private Eye.
When I saw her, my heart started pounding like a heavyweight speed bag, until she started calling collect without dialing 1-800-COLLECT.
You could be saving up to 44% by dialing 1-800-COLLECT, Angel. Let me show you how it's done.
It's so easy. Now let me show you how it's done.
Any Joe will tell you, 1-800-COLLECT is the easy way to save up to 44%.
Out of the shadows come 3 incredible motorcycles. Each one takes the look of a custom to a beautiful new place. The new Honda Shadow Spirit 1100, the new Shadow Ace Tourer, and the Shadow American Classic Edition. It's always cooler in the shadows.
Since 1851, the Bristol University School of Football has been an intellectual haven for asking questions and seeking answers. A place which challenges and enlightens young minds in the academic pursuit of football.
AMA Motocross on ESPN2 has been brought to you by Honda Motorcycles, the leaders in on and off-road fun. Honda, come ride with us. As we go riding with Jeff Emig here in Millville, Minnesota. Emig looking for the sweep. The white flag is out. This is the final lap. Can John Dowd interrupt this tremendous string down the stretch by Jeff Emig? Emig taking the whoa! Jeff Emig getting a little squirrely. He's riding on the edge, David.
He has to. Dowd is pushing him to his max. I know he doesn't want to have to ride the last lap this hard. These guys both have to be pretty tired right now, and Emig is coming around that finish line corner, got a little out of shape, then got a little out of shape up against that wall again.
Oh, the crowd is going nuts. Here's where John Dowd excels, coming down through the whoops in the sandy section. Emig still has the edge. Dowdy gets a little squirrely there at the edge of the whoops.
A lot squirrely. That back end bounced completely over. He did a good job, stayed with it.
A definite break now for Jeff Emig, David.
Well, it's a little bit of room But I think the way that Dowd's been riding, just pulling out all the stops, he's going to close right back up.
Jeff Emig, our leader. John Dowd trying to catch up here. Not much room left on the track.
This is the section where Emig has been better all day. Coming out of this corner, he gets a great drive, picking the right line to get over this double.
John Dowd is tough, though, and he always finishes strong. A football linebacker, center in high school, that really shows the mentality that he showed us on the track.
He's not through showing it yet. There's still any time left, and Dowd is close enough to see you. You're not out of the woods.
Dowd, it's not really possible for him to win the overall unless something miraculous happened. But Emig is just not giving in. Here's the two mechanics. All they can do is sit back and enjoy the situation.
Yeah, they're each hoping for their own separate deal.
Jeremy Albrecht just said, I'm going to win the bet.
Dowd is getting close. He's trying everything. Look how early he got on the gas coming out of that corner down there.
The big test coming up as they go down the hill. Lappers getting out of the way for the championship run. Jeff Emig, number 1. Number 14, John Dowd, just like he did at Unadilla. So close here at the end. We're getting toward the checkered flag. Dowdy touches him a little bit. The throttle by Jeff Emig just a little bit more responsive, getting out of that turn. Jeff Emig in the closest finish of the 1997 season. John Dowd, a well-earned second place in the moto. Jeremy McGrath slipping even further back to 7th. Let's go to Davey.
Hi, Jeff. Once again, John Dowd rode a great race, but you had just a little more than he had.
Well, I was trying to really conserve energy and ride really smart. I didn't quite have the lines that I did in the first moto. And John was riding real good, man. When it gets rough, he really excels. And I was trying to ride a real easy, easy race, and then John came up and spoiled all that.
It seemed like he had half the track wired, you had the other half of the track wired, but like your mechanic Jeremy told us, you had the last half wired where they have the checkered flag.
Just about. I thought that John was going to come in and give me a little love tap there, and so I went to the second rut, and then John was right there, and we both just popped the clutch, man. We just let it go. So it was a lot of fun. It's fun racing with John because you know that he's going to race you fair, but he's going to race you hard, and so when you beat him, it really feels good.
Well, on behalf of everyone who saw that race, all the fans here at Millville, congratulations on the win.
Thanks. Have you seen Denny Stevenson?
You've seen him here? No, not yet.
Where you at?
Jeff Emig, a happy guy after his 3rd straight overall. He's won 13 motos in the last 20 motos. Let's go for Dowd's side of the story.
Okay, John, the second time this year. So close, so close.
Yeah, I don't know. Jeff's just riding really good this year. You know, he's just smooth and confident and not making any mistakes. And I don't know. I just gave it my all. I was hoping he would. I could pressure him into making a few mistakes, but he hung in there really good.
Well, he rode those inside lines in the last couple of corners really tight. There was no way you're going to get him unless you tagged him.
Yeah, he last few laps he definitely changed up a little, but yeah, he was just riding smart out there. I tried everything I could think of. Just, a little short.
6 moto wins in a row moves Emig's points lead to 69 over Dowd. Lusk, who is the last rider with a mathematical chance of catching Emig, is only 35 points out of 3rd as McGrath begins a dive out of contention. Art Ekman for David Bailey and Davey Coombs saying thank you so much for being with us from Millville, Minnesota. Our next round, a very important one for Ricky Carmichael. Can he clinch the 125 crown? Be with us next from Washougal, Washington. This has been a production of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
The soul of college football lives here in South Bend, Indiana, home of the College Football Hall of Fame, which today invites 25 new members to take their places amongst the game's elite. A list that includes a man who won the Lombardi, Maxwell, and Walter Camp Awards in 1980 and finished 2nd in the Heisman balloting that same year. A man considered to be the greatest defensive end in college football history, Hugh Green.
That's something I can't erase. Nobody can erase. And that is probably one of the most proudest things I am.
And a man whose coach once called him the greatest football player in the world. A man who became the most prolific rusher in Southern Cal's rich history of Heisman-winning tailbacks, Charles White.
I was good. I hate to say it, I was good.
A collection of individuals who excelled on both sides of the football, exemplifying gridiron greatness on the fields of the smallest colleges